Happy holidays, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. I am Sailor Solitaire. Welcome to my channel. This is your mid-December 2017 tarot reading. This is a general reading. This is also an extended reading. So this will be covering mid-December up until mid-January 2018. So I'll see you guys in the new year for your mid-January update. But for now, let's get to your reading. Hello Pisces, welcome to your wonderful reading. Thank you for joining me, of course. Let's provide some insight. Let's get some guidance going for you guys. All right, Pisces. Maybe some of you have been kind of in retreat. Whatever that means, you guys are kind of playing it safe. It might be a necessary recovery period for you guys, so, you know, of course, do whatever feels right to you. Alright, but, of course, we want to let the cards speak for themselves. So, first card is going to be an indication of the overall energies, the overall themes that are going to be at play for you. Four of Pentacles. So yeah, definitely you guys are playing it safe. This Four of Pentacles is, as you can see, it's like, no, it's not a tree hugger. It's quite literally the opposite. This is like you guys are holding on to these coins, holding on to material things, holding on to money matters. So some of you may be a little bit too conservative, maybe, you know, in this holiday season, and I know it's sort of now become like a Hallmark holiday, whatever, but I do feel like, you know, in this time, you're just like, you're really resisting that generosity, that spirit, and I feel like some of you may be really feeling negatively about, you know, about maybe your financial situation, or maybe just your, like, any pressure or any obligation or suspected obligation that you have, or that other people have for you to be kind of giving up your money or donating your money, or just gifting your hard-earned money through presents, or not even just presents, but maybe just, you know, giving up something like your hard work for the sake of altruism or something like that, okay? So this Four of Pentacles is like, maybe you guys are being a little bit too materialistic, okay? So maybe you guys are not seeing the value in spending time or taking a day off to, you know, spend time with somebody that you love, or to, you know, give your time freely to help out somebody else. And I feel like there is this emphasis right now with you guys to save money, not to spend a single penny or dime, and you guys are just holding on tight. This could be also like, I feel like some of you Pisces are holding on to some sort of item, material thing. This could be like a phone, or you know, certain clothing for some reason, or like a purse, some sort of material thing that you hold very dear that you do not want to give up. So I mean, for a very small number of you Pisces, this is like, you don't want to give something up, like sell something in order to, you know, make ends meet, or you don't want to give something up that somebody wants you to, okay? So this could be someone, like a loved one, telling you, like, I want you to do this, I want you to, you know, not focus so much on vanity or material things, on, you know, on things that our society these days puts so much emphasis on, and you are unwilling, you are resisting that. Okay, so the next card is going to represent something from your past, something, you know, that has made you who you are, something from your recent past, or something that is, you know, lingering. It's not necessarily something that has happened recently, but something that is affecting you still today. And that is related to this Four of Pentacles. So what have we got, Pisces? Okay, the Queen of Swords in reverse. So for some of you, this comes from, I'm not trying to like psychoanalyze you, but this is for some reason kind of taken on taken that turn. But this Queen of Swords to me is like, yeah, maybe you've had a difficult relationship in the past, especially if you're a male with a female who was heartless, who was overly, you know, critical or logical, or who was, you know, who placed so much emphasis on material things, or was very logical about it, maybe rejected you in some way based on your material, something about your looks or your money or your status, something that you are now holding on so dearly to and that you identify strongly with. Okay, this Queen of Swords could also be like a relationship with your mother or some other kind of like maternal figure in your life, who has kind of influenced you and who has kind of taught you these things. So, I mean, this doesn't have to be a family or a romantic relationship that has kind of influenced you in this way. This could be like, you know, a friend or a role model, or someone in, you know, someone who you just sort of, who has influenced you in some way, who has been a little bit more kind of like, you know, calculating, a little bit more cold. You know, this could be a Libra, but it doesn't have to be. And, you know, this could be a male or female as well. And this is somebody who, you know, had a very rational mind, somebody who was very logical and very smart, very intelligent, but they kind of overvalued that and overvalued the way our world works now, overvalued material things and society's sort of, you know, society standards and what society deems valuable. And that is influencing you, and I feel like those sort of values have been, you know, ingrained, entrenched in you, in your mind. Okay, so maybe, you know, for some of you, you've had to learn the hard way that, you know, you need to look out for yourself. And obviously you need to look out for yourself, but I do feel like when this card comes up, it's like there's too much. There's, you know, you're trying to control things too much, or you're trying to, you know, keep things, like you can see, like there's a greed, or there's, you know, and this greed comes from fear, I think, because, you know, if you were confident in yourself and your abilities, and you had faith in the world and in yourself, you wouldn't need to hang on so tightly. Okay, so I feel like they may have taught you some things which have been valuable and have, you know, helped you out, and have, you know, potentially gotten you to where you are now. But I do think that that is so ingrained in you because of a fear that has been passed down. Okay, so I feel like the greed, it manifests as greed, but the fear is kind of the root of that. You know, that insecurity is the root of that behavior. Okay, I'm sorry if that was like really, you know, critical or judgy. The next card is going to be general general advice for you Pisces. Okay, so alright, we've got this Eight of Swords. So the first thing that came to mind here is, you know, think about how it feels on the other side, on the other end. Okay, so now I feel like some of you are being kind of selfish in your need to control, or your need to be in power, to be the superior one, because of something or somebody that has kind of taught you to always need to be in control, if that makes sense. And this Eight of Swords is like, you know, thinking about what it's like to feel disempowered, to feel powerless to what is going on. And I feel like you are kind of on the other end here, like it's very extreme, and I feel like you maybe want to think about that. So when it comes to like all these material things, think about how that affects, you know, the people who are the most affected by it and most influenced by it. Just because you are maybe, you know, in a better place than them, you know, I feel like that is why this greed, this like lack of compassion is allowed to, or is tolerated by you, or is seemed as normal or okay to you. And so this Eight of Swords to me is like, you know, think about it from a different perspective, kind of gain a little bit of insight into, you know, other people's opinions, not just your own, especially if, you know, you are in a relationship with somebody and you are being greedy, you're being selfish, or you're like withholding generosity, or you're withholding your heart, withholding your feelings from this person to avoid being vulnerable and to avoid getting hurt, because you know you are putting both you and the other person in a in not a very good relationship, not a very loving relationship, and it's causing a lot of suffering for both parties. Alright, so the next card is going to be the potential prospective outcome for you Pisces based on what's on the table right now. Alright, so Three of Wands in reverse. So we've got a pretty good mix here. A lot of Swords cards, so this is, you know, the interactions that you have with other people, your thoughts, your perspective, and just social, a very social time for you, or there is a kind of focus on your social life, or not even like social in that sense where it has to be, you know, groups of people, but just social in terms of like, you know, society influencing you and your behavior and how that manifests as in the relationships that you have, the dynamic of your relationships between, you know, you and your partner, or you and your family, or you and people at work even. Okay, so for some of you Pisces, I do see that, you know, when this is related to work, I feel like some of you are kind of trying to maintain control. Some of you are losing control at work. Some of you are feeling powerless. I feel like you need to let go and give up the power and just allow, I mean, some of you Pisces may not want to hear this, but just allow nature to take its course. Because as of right now, this Three of Wands in reverse is like, you know, you're not seeing clearly. This normally is a card of vision and creative energy and being able to, you know, to realize your goals. But in reverse, this is like delays and all that. This is muddy. This is confusion. This is not clarity. This is just gray areas and like a lot of mental fog. And so I feel like your decision making is being clouded, number one, by your motives, like your ulterior motives, your selfish or self-centered motives. And I feel like if you kind of, you know, don't let go and kind of ease up on the control and the need to control other people in order to make you feel safe, or in order to kind of appease your insecurity, you know, you're never really going to attain what you want. And I feel like I feel like some of you Pisces have been struggling to really make yourselves happy and to really just be at peace and to be, you know, 100% like okay, and be able to sit still and not have to like distract yourselves or to escape into anything. And I feel like you know, you're kind of in your own way preventing yourself, like you're blocking you from your goal, from your happiness. And so more like the number one thing here is this Four of Pentacles. I mean, think about this. You are, you know, you're not appreciating the, you know, natural things, the invaluable things in life. You are kind of trying to hold on, trying to control things around you for this false sense of security at the end of the day. So I recommend, you know, thinking about how you are treating people, and also trying to kind of sever ties or to find closure with this Libra or with this, you know, person in your life, this Queen of Swords, because they are kind of negatively influencing you, regardless of whatever coping mechanisms that they have taught you, I feel like now is the time to kind of break that cycle and to kind of move away from that and to be able to kind of restore your vision and to kind of take back your ideas, your values, instead of kind of, you know, having them handed down from people who weren't necessarily coming from a place of love and compassion. So I hope that you guys found value and that you found those messages helpful and enjoyable for you. I do promise that I will be uploading more content more often in the new year. So thank you for everybody who has already subscribed. Subscribe now if you haven't already. In the meantime, guys, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and don't let anybody take away your worth. I love you all so much. Give this video a thumbs up, guys, and more important than that, be kind to everybody, be kind to yourselves on top of that, and be safe, okay? I will see you guys in 2018. I love you all.